Hi, my name's Meg, and I'm trying to read 30 books in 30 days in June. So I started the first day of Pride Month with a sapphic sci-fi, as we should. The dedication nearly made me cry. I'm reading Criers for today. It was so good. I packed my bag, so I went out for coffee with my grandparents, which was really cute. I packed my book even though I knew I wasn't going to read it, and then I had a nap when I got back and cried over Susie Wolf, as you should. Woke up and put my pyjamas on, put Reputation on because the book was giving me those vibes, you know? The sapphic ship in this book is chef's kiss. It was such a... Oh, I loved it. It was also so dramatic. I was so stressed reading it, as you can see. The last half of the book was just pure stress. But I genuinely love this book, and it was at this point I realised that that was how it really did end. I turned the page and there were just acknowledgements, but it was a solid 4.5 stars. Hi, my name is Meg, and I am trying to read 30 books in 30 days in June, so for day 2 I chose Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which is the only TJR book I haven't read yet. I was still in my pyjamas for half the morning, because I was not feeling it today. I was so anxious all day, so I watched my favourite Susie Wolf documentary, but you can just see I'm slightly out of it here. I listened to Pink all day because for some reason she is my go-to at the moment. But the book started off quite jarring with the 2 different storylines, but it's impossible to read a TJR book without such a visceral emotion. And as you can see, I had that. I was sobbing for the entire last half of the book. If you ever need an emotional release, like I needed today, read a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. Day 3 of trying to read 30 books in 30 days, and today I kind of cheated because I started this book the night before. I knew I was not going to have time to read it in the day, so I read The Chosen and the Beautiful, and it's like a dark, fantastical, queer retelling of The Great Gatsby, which is everything. So this was after I woke up the next morning, and it was quite nice to just read a book where, like, I knew the plot, because obviously it's The Great Gatsby, you know what's coming, and just getting to immerse myself in the writing and the amazing folklore and culture of the book. Honestly, it probably could have been a lot more fleshed out than it was. It could have been another 50 pages longer, but it was a really fun time, and then I finished it at like 3 o'clock and didn't do anything I said I was going to do after, so. Day 3 of reading 30 books in 30 days, and I read How We Fall Apart, but I read nothing in the morning pretty much. I read like 10 pages, and then I watched Formula E, and I watched Susie because I was so anxious waiting to go to like a family event, because I just get anxious about that sort of thing. So I put Fearless on, here's me viciously cracking the spine, and then we had a little tea party for Diamond Jubilee, and I was a little bit less anxious, which was fun. I did get to read a little bit while I was there. Honestly, I really did not like this book. It was kind of borderline cringy, some of the dialogue especially, and it just didn't make very much sense. None of it made very much sense. It was only a 2-star read for me, but I don't like ranting about books, so the plot was like, it had good potential, and the vibes were excellent. It was dark academia, but yeah, so you can just see how much it confused me. And then I got really excited because it was Sam Ryder on the Jubilee concert. Day 5 of reading 30 books in 30 days, and today I woke up so late, so I chose the shortest book on my bookshelf, which was The Bell Jar. Didn't think this through. I actually had a pretty crap day again, but I had to be so busy because I had to pack up my entire room, so here's me packing my books and taking down my wall of women. It feels like the end of an era, but she'll be back up next year, it's okay. And now my room looks so empty. But yeah, The Bell Jar was a bad idea. It was at this point I realised I'd massively fucked up. I was reading it, I was like, okay, I don't get triggered by books very easily, and I should have stopped reading there, but I didn't, because I was like reading my own experience, and it was pretty horrific. I can't lie. But then the next paragraph would just be egregious, rampant racism, and you'd be like, well, that's ruined that then. But as you can see, I was a bit numb when it finished, so I put Susie on. As I should. Day 6 of reading 30 books in 30 days. I didn't even choose a book until 8 o'clock tonight because I was moving home from uni. Anyone that knows me knows I hate when things are out of my control, so the fact that a lot of what I'm dealing with at the moment is out of my control, it's very stressful. But I came home to some packages. It was my sister's 18th birthday, and my doggy Wilson helped her open her presents, as he should. Now my room is a tip, which is very stressful, but I'm back home with my books, and I finally got to have a bath, and I chose Gag Reflex by L. Nash, which was very kindly sent to me, and it was signed, which was very exciting. So I sat and I read that. This is my reaction to the no confidence vote, because I am a politics student first and a human second. As you can see, I was very excited by the fact there were 148 rebels. This book was so cool. It's told through like live journal entries, big trigger warnings, but it was a very cool and very insightful book, and I liked it. Day 7 of reading 30 books in 30 days, and today was a whole ass ride. I chose Gideon in the Night to start with, and it was really good. I was really into it. Yes, I am wearing the same dress. I haven't even unpacked my clothes yet. Please don't bully me. So I read that and I put Susie on the big telly. I've been waiting 6 weeks for that. And then I had an accidental 3-hour nap, which nearly killed me off. So I decided I didn't have the brain power for Gideon in the Night, and I chose Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour. And we all know Nina LaCour is one of my favourite authors. We Are Okay is one of my favourite books of all time. And this book was like having my heart sucked out of my chest, beaten up, and then put back in. It was so painful but so good. The way Nina LaCour writes loneliness is like someone's just put an insight into my brain. And as you can see, I was a whole ass mess at the end of this book. I started it at 9 and I finished it at 11, and I'm still recovering, and it's 10 o'clock the next morning. Day 8 of reading 30 books in 30 days, and I'm lagging. Can you tell I'm lagging? Susie on the telly again. I worked out how to get the actual internet on the telly, and for a tech literate person like me, queen shit. But I decided I definitely wasn't vibing with Gideon in the Night. So it's not a DNF, it's a DFN, a down for now. So I chose another short little contemporary. I chose I Think I Love You, and it was just a cute fun time, a bit raunchy, me in the bath, and then Emily Sandé was talking about books, so I was like, that's heaven. Wilson got on the table, nightmare. And then I just sat and read for the rest of the night, and it was nothing spectacular. It was a 3-star read. Honestly, the characters were kind of juvenile, but it was just a cute, gay, fun time, so I'm not gonna complain. And it was, yeah, I read it really fast. This is day 10 of trying to read 30 books in 30 days, because I had a day off on day 9, but I decided I was going to read the Lunar Chronicles. I'd started Scarlet a couple of years ago, but I remembered where I was, so I was like, I'm not going to reread it. But I'm genuinely obsessed with these books. I think no one is too old for just an action-packed, insta-lovey YA book. Like, the way all the storylines in these books intertwine makes my heart happy. I'm having such a good time reading them. But, to be perfectly honest, I am still not doing great, and I finally worked out why, because I have PMDD, and every month I'm like, why do I feel like this? This is the worst I've ever felt in my whole life. This isn't fair. Oh, we went to my nan's. Very cute. And here is my breakdown. And then I remember, oh my god, I have PMDD. This happens every single month. But I had a bath, cracked the spine. It was like 10 o'clock, I'd watched Love Island, and I knew I had a lot left to read. So I got it up on my Kindle, I got all cozy in bed, watched the Formula 1, because there is nothing I love more than watching old Formula 1 and reading. And then I read until pretty much I fell asleep. Oh, I had a really big headache, so I whacked 2 cocodamol down me. And then I read until I fell asleep. And it was really cozy, and I get to start again today. Day 11 of reading 30 books in 30 days, and today was my best reading day. I read over 1,000 pages today. So I started off by finishing Crest. I had about 250 pages left to read. Honestly, this book is probably my least favourite in the series. Like, it was kind of underwhelming. But then I got to Winter, this behemoth of a book. Oh, look, there's the love of my life. It's so big, but it was so good. It was the perfect ending. It was Le Mans, so I had constant entertainment. I got to about 11 o'clock and I was halfway through. And then the last half just flew by. The last half of this video is just me reacting, because I was like crying, I was laughing. I love these characters so much. Like, I've spent 2 whole days of my life with them, I feel like. And especially Cress and Thorn. Oh my god, their bits ruined me. Sometimes I just read a book and like it gives me so much joy. Like, the feeling in my stomach is like, I remember why I loved reading so much, and this series like did that for me. I'm like, this is why I love reading. Like, getting so heavily invested and so excited and loving the characters so much. Like, oh, this series, I wish I'd read it when I was 14, because I'd have loved it then especially, but I loved it even more now. What are we, day 12? Is it day 12? I'm losing track. I think it's day 12 of reading 30 books in 30 days. And if you watched yesterday's, you'll know I really needed a light, quick, fast summery read. So I chose Cool for the Summer, which is about a bisexual main character. Honestly, this book was a kind of a disappointment. Like, the vibes were exactly what I was going for. I watched Love Island and had a summery romance. I think it's based on, it's inspired by Greece, which was really cute. I didn't particularly like the characters. There wasn't very much development that made any sort of sense in the actual, conclusion of the book. There was an Ocean's 8 reference, though, which basically saved it a star in my book. So it was only a 2-star read for me, but it was quick and it was fun. And you can see I was a little bit confused at the end because it just felt quite rushed. But I'm glad I read it. I love anything gay. Day 13 of reading 30 books in 30 days, and today was a bit of a fail. I chose 11/22/63, which actually this was not the fail. It was a very big book, so I was quite ambitious. But I really, really am enjoying it. I do enjoy Stephen King's books, and I really love alternate history as well. I haven't really talked about it on here, but anything with how history ended a little bit differently makes me really happy. And then this had the characters from It in it as well, and the link between it, and it was so cool. But I just had a bit of a crappy day again. I ended up really, really, really anxious in the night, and normally that's when I read the most. So I was kind of frustrated with myself because I wanted to push through and read, but I felt like I couldn't even breathe, I couldn't sit in my room anymore. So I read 500 pages and I did what had to be done. I put Susie on, love of my life, and I was pissed and I went to sleep, and I'll finish the book today. Day 14 of 30 books in 30 days, and today was actually a lot better. I felt a lot better. I finished 11/22/63, and honestly the ending was kind of disappointing. I was expecting... It really dragged through the middle, I felt like I was wading through sludge getting through the middle, and then the ending was quite underwhelming for how much I had to read. I had a lovely nap watching Formula 1 on the telly, and then I started The Talented Mr. Ripley, which is written by Patricia Highsmith, who wrote one of my favourite books of all time, The Price of Salt, and I've loved the film because Kate Blanchett is in it, but also it's just a very good film. So I sort of knew the plot, but there were still some things that shocked me because I haven't watched the film for a very long time. And Ripley is just such an uncomfortable character to be in the head of, which I thought made the book so much fun, and I really enjoyed it. Day 16 of reading 30 books in 30 days, and today was a whole ass mess. I just did not feel very well at all. I put all my books away from uni because it's been so long, and I just had to double stack everything. So if anyone knows any good bookshelf organisation tips, please let me know because mine are a mess. But I read the third book in the Starbound trilogy. I can't even think what the name was. I feel like ass, I'm not gonna lie. And then I put it on my Kindle because I had such a bad headache that the font was that big, and I was like, that'll do. So I barely filmed anything, but Their Fractured Light, there we go. 2.5 stars, wasn't great, but we try again today, Day 17 of reading 30 books in 30 days, and did I still feel rough? Yes. Did I read Game of Thrones in one day anyway? Also yes. This was actually, I did like this for the first half, and then the misogyny got to the point that it crossed offensive and went into funny, and most of these time lapses you just watch me laugh and look very confused. It was very hot. I'm sweating throughout all of these, and it was 10 o'clock at night, so let's not talk about that. I could probably read 800 pages of political intrigue any day, to be honest. I really did enjoy that part. Yeah, but I had to keep this whole clip of me in because it was me reacting to the last page, and there was, just the way he writes women is truly astonishing. That being said, I am really intrigued to read the rest of them. I don't know when I'll get to them, but it was a good enough time. I want to read the rest. I didn't quite realise how angry some people would be after I read 1,000 pages, so naturally I did it again for day 19. I started at 2 o'clock in the morning because I woke up and could not get back to sleep, so I started An Ember in the Ashes. And these books are so good. I wasn't expecting to love them as much as I do. They read really fast, and they're really engaging, and the plot was like, yeah, I thought I had it sussed out. I did not have it sussed out at all. So I started the second book, and I watched the Grand Prix, and of course I had to include my reaction because Lewis finally got a podium again. Big up. And then I finished the book in the bath. Honestly, the theme of death did give me slight existential dread, but I started reading the third one, and then I knew I had a lot to do the next day, so I stopped reading just before midnight physically, and then I listened to Susie, and I read until I fell asleep. Day 20 of trying to read 30 books in 30 days. Today I read the end of A Reaper at the Gates, which I didn't particularly enjoy. It was my least favourite of the series. I felt like the structure that served so well for the first 2 books didn't really enhance the plot of this third book. And then I also read This Is Not the End by Molly Morris, which was very kindly sent to me, but was completely unexpected. I really did not expect how much I would love it and what the plot was about, so I really highly recommend you go and check this out. But I feel like it would be disingenuous for me to come on here and be like, wow, look how many books I read, look how smart I am, because today was mainly about trying not to cry. As you can see, I did cry quite a lot. I had a really bad anxiety day. I watched Susie because she was the only thing going for me. I got some really nasty comments, which was not fun. But yeah, Susie Wolf, if you ever know I exist, you saved my panic attack. Day 21 of trying to read 30 books in 30 days. Today I read American Psycho. I know. Why did I do that? I thought you deserved a little shot of my parents' bookshelves, because is it any wonder I turned out the way I did? And I played Crash Bandicoot all day, because why not? I do just want to say a quick thank you to anyone who left a really lovely comment on my last TikTok. I know I haven't replied to them, but I will get around to it, but every single one was so appreciated, so thank you so much. Now about the book, I found this really funny to start with, like the cynicism in his satire about the 80s was really funny in the first half, and I was like, wow, what, like this isn't as bad as everyone says. And then the last third I was reading it and like felt physically ill. I was like, okay, no, this is worse than everyone says. But I have so many thoughts, and I'm going to do a big YouTube wrap up at the end of this challenge, and that's where I'll tell you a bit more about it. Reading 30 books in 30 days. Today I mostly spent on my Switch playing Crash Bandicoot and getting very angry at it. But then at about 5 o'clock I started reading the Falling in Love montage, which was just a really cute, sapphic, fun time. It was a really quick read, which I needed after the 2 behemoth books I've read in the last 2 days. Cracked the spine, and this book really made me cry. I don't know why. I think I just needed the release, but it was a lovely cry. You know when you cry and you're like, that felt so good to cry. That was this cry. But there were some parts of it that just really deeply resonated with me, and yeah, it really got to me. As you can see, there's Jilly chilling in the back. Love that for her. But I really did enjoy this. It was cute, it was fun, it made me cry like I needed to, and there's not much more I want from a book. Day 24 of trying to read 30 books in 30 days. Oh, was today a fail again? I started out reading The Darkest Minds because I was just in the mood for like YA dystopian. Put Susie on, of course. And then I had a full breakdown from about 12 until about 6 when I went out for dinner with my family. So I put Susie on again because Susie carried me through this day. And I read a book on my Kindle, so I didn't actually finish a book today, but I'm still a book ahead, so I think it's okay. But I think I might be getting a little bit burnt out, but we're nearly there. So I read Mirage, which is like a reimagining alternate history of if 9/11 had happened in the Middle East and then a Middle Eastern coalition invaded America. It's so cool. It reads like a Wikipedia article, which sounds stupid, but that's what I like to read when I'm anxious. I like reading Wikipedia articles about international history because I'm a nerd. But yeah, Susie turned the dark mode on, fell asleep reading. Day 25 of trying to read 30 books in 30 days. I can't believe I've only got 5 days left. That's actually made me really sad. Today I read Not My Problem, which is written by the same author that wrote the Falling in Love montage. Here I was stuffing my face with chocolate because, of course, I was. I want to genuinely apologise for how bad I look in this video. Like, it makes me feel quite ill. But anyway, Olivia Rodrigo was on at Glastonbury, so I watched that. And I absolutely sped through this book. It was so cute. It was so fun. I just love a gay time. Honestly, I'm not really... It felt like the relationship was quite rushed, and a lot of the rest of it was quite rushed as well. But it did mean I got through it really quickly, so can I really complain? 3.5 stars. I liked it. Day 26 of trying to read 30 books in 30 days, and today I really did not know what to choose. I ended up choosing Finding Audrey because I was really anxious, and what's better to read when you're anxious than a book about being anxious? So I put Paloma on, and the first time I read this book I was like 11, so it was a reread, and I got my purple pen, which is for like my favourite passages, and I highlighted my favourite parts. I didn't like tab it or anything, which I kind of regret now, but yeah, I highlighted all my favourite parts. Put the next Paloma album on. I had to cut a load of this because it was just me crying because I was really having a rough day. But I feel like I'm whining too much on here, so there you go. But yeah, there were just some passages in here that I felt like I really needed to hear or read. I guess I was reading them. And yeah, it hit the spot that I needed it to. And Felix is my all-time favourite character of any book ever. Day 27 of reading 30 books in 30 days. I don't even want to talk about today. I started The Final Empire. I was so sure I was going to have a great reading The Final Empire in one day. I did not finish this book. I watched Andy Murray because emotional support white man, you know. I was getting very angry at him in the first set, but he managed to pick it up, you know, and then I was very pleased that he won. It got to 10 o'clock. I was making no headway with this book. I put Susie on because I was so anxious. Jesus Christ, I was so anxious. I don't know what it is about nights at the moment, but they are not fun. So eventually this book just got the better of me. I didn't not like it, I just wasn't in the right frame of mind to read it. So I did actually finish a book today. I finished Mirage on my Kindle, and it was really good. I really did like it. It was like a 4-star. But other than that, this day 29 of trying to read 30 books in 30 days. I can't believe it, we're already on the home stretch now. Today I decided I was just going to finish off all the books that I've already started. The Starless Sea. What can I even say about this book? This book cleared my skin, it soothed my soul, it cured my depression. It was perfect. It was like living in a daydream. I cannot tell you how perfect this book is. It's so whimsical and lyrical and just stunning. And then I was kind of in a fantasy mood, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to try The Final Empire again. Broke the spine. Andy lost his match, so you can just see me get more and more angry. There was a point where this clicked for me, this book. I think it was probably a bit more before halfway, where it felt like less world building and more actually engaging, and I really liked it from then. And then because I was tired and stressed, I got into bed and I read it on my Kindle for a bit until I fell asleep. There's Fran Gravy. We love Fran Gravy. 30 of reading 30 books in 30 days. I also got a very exciting package with Blade Breaker in it, so if you want to see me read that in a day, let me know in the comments. But I can't believe I actually did it. I finished The Final Empire today. I barely read anything, to be perfectly honest, because it was my mama's birthday. Oh, this will be peace. Yeah, it was my mama's birthday and my sister's prom, so I spent most of my day spending time with them. We had a lovely little cozy night watching Taskmaster, and then I finished the book. And I didn't expect to get upset, but oh my god, if you've read this book, you know where I got upset because, geez. The like last 100 or so pages of this book hit you like a freight train. But I really did enjoy it in the end. It took me a while to get into it, and mostly I'm just really proud of myself that I actually finished this challenge. I haven't even counted how many books I actually read yet. Should probably do that.